Okay, here we go. Biggest bang for your buck with strength work. So, first of all, hopefully you have got up, got your shoes on without straining your back. And some people thinks that's a funny thing, and it's not. I will continue to say, when you get up and walk around and you go into the position for putting on your shoes, that is one of your first moves to really help warm up and mobilize your spine, okay, all the way down. So if you just do this and you come up, big breath, you come back down. So you always have a chair in place because we're going to be using that. And I'm going to show you a couple of very important moves and pieces of equipment that really help you to do almost everything you need to do with strength work. If you have a set of dumbbells, okay, and you have a step that you can step on, you could use the bottom of a stair, all right? See what I'm doing? I'm just doing a hip hinge. I'm going one side, tying my shoes, see? The other side, tying my shoes. And the thing you have to ask yourself is, well, you know, that's not much of anything. And I'm like, if I were standing with you right now, and as you went down like this, and I had my hand right here, would I feel it rounding? That's the question to ask yourself. So as I come down and come back up, I can be very efficient and effective in warming up all my legs inside, see, and outside, and the whole part of your back going all the way up to your shoulders. So once you do that, because I'm trying to warm up with you the very structures that we're going to be hammering on, okay? So once I've done the rotation in and out, which is a hip hinge in a chair, I'm really going into a hip hinge is what I'm doing. I'm going to keep my shoulders down, and I'm going to just go forward and back several times. And as I do that, I'm going to turn my chin right to here. Then I'm going to come down and turn my chin over to the other side. Keep your chin dropped. So retracted, protraction and retraction. And we generally walk around in protraction all day long. Okay, so once I've done that several times, then I'm going to come into the hip hinge and I'm going to put pressure in my heels. And I'm going to come up, and then I'm going to open back. I'm going to come back down. I'm not going to sit, but I'm going to come into this position because I'm trying to stretch through the legs, to warm up through the legs, and start to involve the chest, the shoulders, and the upper back. So I can cover my bases by using a sit to stand type of work. Okay, so I'm coming back like this, I'm coming back like this, and I'm coming down, and right here is the sticking point. I'm not kidding you. Some of you might think, oh, you know, I have that, but really ask yourself right here, are you pushing into your heels? And are you keeping this part of your back very extended? Okay, because if we do that, then we open up and we fire up all of this, and all of this. So this move, done carefully, thoughtfully, and I see I'm following a whole set of hip hinging like I was going to tie my shoe. And now I'm coming up, sit to stands, and I'm turning, and now I'm going to start opening right here. And I'm going to come back down, heels, sit to stand right here. And then I'm going to go pull, pull, bring those hands back, tighten in the tummy, super tight. The hands come right up here. and act like I'm standing right in front of you and my hands are right here on your elbows. And I'm gently helping you just press them back. Okay, keep your chin tucked. Take a big deep breath through your nose, drop your shoulders. So once you've done that, now we're ready to do step over, lift, and bring it back. So we're going to go pull back with the hands. Make sure your hands and your elbows are on the same plane of motion. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm stepping over. I'm carefully bringing that knee up and then bringing it back. So I'm trying to fire some of these muscles that we're going to get into. And we're going to go bang, 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 bang into the biggest bang for your buck with strength training. So once you've done that, and you've done a few swings, and a few swings, and a few swings, your weights should be ready for you to pick up, because we're going to go from one to the other to the other. And we're going to start with the big muscles, then we're going to go to the smaller muscles and back and forth. Okay, so I'm going to come down here and I'm going to actually pick up a medium weight. So normally I would pick up, when I start, a 6 pound. Okay, that's just me. If your medium weight is a 5 or a 6, then pick that up. My medium weight right now is 9 and 9. So that's a medium weight for me. Okay, so as I'm starting this first set, take a big breath. I'm going to bring those weights right here. I'm going to bring them right here, just to go through a range of motion. And then when I come back and I come down, I'm going to step into my little chair right here, because I'm going to start with the big muscles. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to go all the way down to a sit down. Now, if you had wonky hips, if you have wonky knees, you might want to put your pad, your balance pad, on your chair. Okay, that's just a modification that is perfectly a good one to do. So here I am. I've already warmed up in this position, right? So I'm going to make sure my feet are wide, almost wider than the chair legs. Okay, because as I come down, right here is that crucial position right here for your back, because I'm going to put pressure in the heels to begin with, because the biggest bang for your buck for lower body is a squat. And we're doing even a modified squat because we're going from a chair. And the first set, I have no problem with anybody if you raise yourself 2 inches on that pad. Okay, so here we go. We're going to come right in here. We're going to bring those weights down. My shoulders are down. My feet are wide. My toes are pretty forward. Okay, and I'm going to come right into a down push, just like that. And I'm going to come back down, and I'm not going to sit down, and then I'm going to come back up. My feet are still wide. Take a big breath through the nose, and you're just pulling those medium weights right here to the front of the deltoid. Take a big deep breath, and so I can't emphasize enough that when you're coming down right here, do not round that back. You want to push back into those heels as if you're going to sit down, but then you don't sit down and you come back. Okay, now of course, if you need to, well, good, go ahead and do it. But what I don't want you to do is to round that back. So see, I'm coming down, I'm touching the back part of the hamstring. I'm coming down, I'm pressing. Now I'm going to hang out here for just a second. So I did some warm up pushes, and then I come down and I hesitate. All right, so that really makes you get down deep into that muscle in the back of your legs and your gluteal. Take a big breath. I have my medium weights here, I'm going to go back down 3 times, then I'm going to hold it on the 4th. So we're going to go down right here. We're going to come back up. Ask yourself what position your back is in. Right there. Take a big breath. One more time. Here we go. Right here. And come back. Now we're going to hold it. We're not going to sit. Are you ready? Drop your shoulders. Take a big breath. And exhale and hold. And then breathe. 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 And come back up. And come back up. And ask yourself, did I feel that in not a good way anywhere around my knee? Anywhere in my lower back? And if that, depending on your answer, you'll know what you need to adjust. So we're going to do it one more time. I'm going to go down and up 3 times. And then I'm going to hold on the 4th. Are you ready? Take a breath. Come down into the heels. Touch. Come back up. And down into the heels. And come back up. Watch the back. Drop your shoulders. Big breath. Exhale. And come back. I think that was 3. Oh, well, we'll do one more. Take a breath and come back up. Now we're going to hold this one. Are you ready? Take a breath. Yeah. You're going to push into the heels. You're going to say rib cage up. We're going to hold right down there. Right there. Hold. Do not round your back. Go into the heels. Breath, 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 and then come back. Yay. Take a big breath. Bring those weights right here to the side. Now we're going to do a high. We're going to do a little set, a recovery set. So we're going to stay high, but we're going to be in a hip hinge. See this? So this is very different. Very different in, I mean, it's a lot of the same move, but when you just stay really high, then you can do some more things with your arms, your upper body. Are you ready? Drop your shoulders, big breath. You're gonna do a high hip hinge. You're gonna pull and push down. You're gonna pull and push down. And when you're staying in this high hip hinge, you wanna really push into the heels. And you're coming right up here. You're staying down. Breath. Staying down. Do not round your back. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Heels. Breath. Stay with me. Stay with me. Don't go all the way down. Stay right in that middle range. Keep your chin tucked. Heels. Big breath through the nose. Heels. Both heels evenly. Just 2 more. Just 2 more. Just 2 more. Here we go. One more, and come up. Yeah, I know. I know you loved it. Okay, right here and right here. Again, this should be what is a medium weight for you. Okay, so as I'm standing here, I'm going to take a big breath. I'm going to open, and I'm going to rest the head of the weight on my shoulder. I'm going to come back. Okay. Now I want you to do something with me. I'm going to open. I'm going to step and then come back and step back down. I'm going to step and then I'm going to step back down. Take a breath. Big breath through the nose and come back down. So I'm resting the head of the weight gently, very not hard, on my shoulders. Okay, see what we're doing? Okay, this is going to translate into a step up in just a second. So that's why I'm wanting you to work through this, and you're holding a medium weight for you right here, and then come back. Okay, so come right here and just go 1, 2. Soft knees, don't lock your knees. Keep your shoulders down. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Through your nose. Yeah, don't hold your breath. Stay with me, just stay with me. Okay, so let me encourage you that when you come up, see your thumb should be just grazing your ear. Some of you are doing this. I know you are. Bring them back. So when you come up, that thumb is grazing your ear. And we're in a hammer curl hold, breath, and then we come down. See that? And then we go shoulders up. Just take a little break here. Shoulders up. Yeah. Shoulders up. Yeah. Now, before we step up on our little platform, okay, what's our platform? Well, again, it could be, you could be working at the base of a stair. Well, okay. We're going to use our little balance pad in just a second here. But I'm trying to hit all the major muscles of the upper body while I'm stressing the lower body, okay? Here we go. So it's going to be back into where we were, right here, not quite parallel. See, this would be parallel. So I'm not going quite parallel yet. Okie dokie. I'm going to go right here. I'm going to pull and I'm going to push. So it's two moves. You act like you're putting them down. You pull right into the sides of your chest and then you push back. And again, this is a medium weight. So I'm not going all the way down. I'm not going parallel yet. Okay. Pull, push. So the push-pull with free weights is really the idea to get in your head when you're thinking, oh, I just want to cover my bases, Jeannie. I just want to do something, you know. So I'm hinging this whole workout on basically about 6 to 9 basic moves. Okay? See how I'm not parallel yet? Okay. Now I'm going to stand up, take a big breath. Now I'm going to go parallel for the second set. Are you ready? Big breath in through the nose. Push. I'm right here at the chair in case I need to sit down. So I'm going to go down. Now I'm parallel. See, my upper body is parallel. I don't want you going down here. That's a mistake. Don't do that. Okay, don't put your head lower than your butt. Your shoulders and head, you want to be in line with your butt. Bring it up, push. Drop it down, here we go. So push, pull, and then push. See that? Here we go, pull it up, push. Don't drop your head and chest lower than your butt. That's a crucial misstep. Big breath, push. Here we go. Drop your butt, you drop your butt, you drop your head and chest. Breath, stay into those quads. Stay down. Here we go, 2 more. 1 more. And come back up. Ah! I know it. I know it. That's why I did all the stuff I did to begin with, to get you ready to really burn right through here. That's my goal. It's in these major muscle groups. That's what I'm looking for, that kind of work. Okay, take a breath. Open your hands because you've been gripping, right? Here's my chair. And I'm going to just put my hands right here on my chair. And I'm going to step back and roll into that heel and step that knee forward. And then watch what you're doing with your front knee. Take a big breath, drop your shoulders, and then come back and come back. Okay? Are you ready? And come back. Now, drop your hip toward that chair. Open that back up. So this is a gentle hyperextension. Then we're going to come right to here. And we're going to just tighten in on our tummy and start to turn those hamstrings and gluteals on right here. Take a big breath. Here we go, right there. I'm hitting the sofa, so I have to adjust. Okay. And I'm going to go right there. See that? So tight tummy, drop your shoulders. Don't do this one quick, especially if you have a hip and a knee replaced. This is a very good move, but you have to be set and ready. Here we go. Take a big breath. Keep your chin tucked. And come back down. Drop your hips. Soften up your elbows. Right there. And come back down. And right there. And come back down. And right there. And come back down. Okay? So now that you've gotten these firing up by doing that hip extension, now I'm going to get my little balance pad. Okay? Now, if you had a 4-inch step, a 6-inch step, an 8-inch step, and you can step up on it, that's great. Now, I wouldn't encourage you to do that with a balance pad because it will be way too uncompromising. As you can see, when we step up here and we step down, it throws you. We're fixing to put quite a bit of weight on our upper body. And if you're going to step up, you got to be ready that it's going to throw you. Okay? So this is my safety precautions. Now, if I did this and I wanted to use a better height of a step, okay, I would get my little stool over here that's about an 8-incher. Okay, so I'm just getting you to get into that motion and for you to know where it's going to throw you. Okay, now you don't always know which way you're going to go, so I'm going up now in weight. Okay, and I'm going to pick up a 12 and a 12. So now I am ready to go up in weight because this is going to be a full body press. All right, so I'm right here. I can do a lot of stuff with this heavier weight, but some things I don't want to maybe do. But what I do want to do is step up and step over and step back over. Now, when I do that, and I have my hands right here, I want to put my full weight into that leg that's on the pad. I'm only on my toe, and then I'm going to come over carefully, and then I'm going to come back over. Now, I am doing everything I can to give you precautions stepping on this pad with a pretty significant weight. So switch them back and forth. And even in switching, when you switch from one leg to the other as a step up, it's going to react totally differently, especially when you have hips and knees that are replaced. Okay, so be ready for that. My knee is not locked. It is bent. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to drop my shoulders. I'm going to step over. Then I'm going to step back. I'm going to do it several times. See that? Okay. Now that we've done it with our weight in our hands, so I'm giving you some, seriously, if you just learned or by watching this or any other good workout, and you just get very versed at doing a step up. And it can be, like I said, at the end of a staircase, you could do that. It's going to be very different when you take these weights and you bring them up Now we've changed everything, okay? Same weight, but now they're on my shoulders, right? So I'm just gonna secure them there so they don't fall off. And I'm gonna step up on my little step, see that? And I'm gonna stay there with my knees soft. I'm gonna step over and then back. So hesitate and then down, hesitate and then back. Now I'm doing all of this with my knee, my supportive knee is bent. Step and then back. So why am I doing that? Why am I hesitating? Okay, so for me, with a replaced hip and a replaced knee, and I'm stepping on a very uncompromising, or excuse me, a very compromising surface. That means it moves. Okay, that means it's spongy. All right, if it's not compromising, it would be cement. You see what I'm saying? But I have to hesitate because if I don't do that, see, I have 24 pounds now riding all the way down my spine, all the way into my hip, and all the way into my knee and my ankles, just by doing this. See that? I do not want to over lean because that would be not a good thing. Not only for my hip, it would not be a good thing for my back. But doing it this way, whoa, I get all of that great load coming down from my shoulders through my spine, and that is osteoporosis preventative right here. See this? And it's very doable because I'm doing this task with 24 pounds coming down through my shoulders. See that? And come back. Okay, now I'm going to go to the other leg. Take a big deep breath, and by now, if you have a good weight and you're keeping your back very extended, you should be feeling this. Okay, so I'm going to soften up the knee. Let me turn to the side so that you can really see that most people, especially if you have compromising joints, most people will at this point right here lock their leg. Do not do that. All right, I'm going to keep my knee bent a little. I'm going to keep my rib cage up and my shoulders down. I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to come up. I'm going to go tap, and then I'm going to go down. And then I'm going to go tap, and then I'm going to go down. Take a big breath, drop your shoulders, tap, stay into that supporting leg. Here we go. Keep your knees soft. If you're doing this right, and if you pick the right amount of weight for you, you should feel a little bit of shaking going on. That's what I want. Take big breaths. Take big breaths. Take big breaths. Drop. Breaths. Back and forth. Take big breaths. We got about, I want to say right now, 4 more. Here we go. Stay into that bent knee. Breath. Tap. Breath. Back. Big breath. So when I said 4, I was meaning 4 steps forward. I'm not counting the step back. I know some of you did. Why did you do that? Because that's what slugs do. We don't want to do any more than we have to do. Okay, this is it. This is it. This is it. Take a breath and then come back. Now hang into that move right here. Step wide. Yeah. Now I want you to hip hinge and then come back. See that? Look here. Drop your shoulders. Hip hinge. Come back. So I'm into my heels. Breath and come back. Breath into the nose and come back. Tight tummy. Breath into the nose and come back. Step wide and come back. So I'm capitalizing on the moves that will get you more independence on this more bang for your buck session for weight training. See, I got these weights right here. I'm hanging on to them like so they won't fall. And I'm pressing in to my hips and my back and my knees and my ankles and my feet with this higher load. So this is 12 and 12. Press back into the heels and come up. And I'm going to press back and I'm going to hang out here for just a second. I'm going to go lower and up, push into the heels, push into the heels. Keep your chin tucked. Big breath, big breath, big breath. Push, push into the heels, push into the heels. One more and come up. Nice. And then you just give a little hop and it goes right into your hands and right here. Okie dokie. Now, I'm going to go ahead and come over here and sit in my low chair. Okay? So this is a recovery move. However, we're trying to do biggest bang for your buck with these weighted moves. So this is kind of a recovery. So I'm sitting, I'm hinging forward, right? Now, if I went parallel in this move, I would be all the way down here, correct? Okay. Some of you literally cannot get down there and keep your back extended. So don't take that chance. So what you want to do, and again, this is a heavier weight, okay, is you want to go part way, and then right there, you say rib cage up, really rib cage up. And then you're going to pull, just like we did before, and you're going to push it back. See that? So we're going to do several of those before we do some repeats on the pushback. Are you ready? So you're right down in here, you're in the feet, pushing back, keep your rib cage up, keep your chin tucked, push back, right there, breath, right down, push back, down, here we go, pull it up and push it back. Now roll those shoulders in, stay with me. Now the repeats, see this? Repeats, push back, push back, push back. Wait, three more, here we go. Push that back, one more, and push it back. Put those weights down and right on the tail end of that. Put your hands right here on the chair, drop your shoulders, step out, and all you're gonna do is drop your butt off your chair with your elbows tucked. So we went from pushing free weights to pushing body weight, okay? So drop your shoulders, inch yourself to the end. All of you fun-sized people, all you gotta do is drop your butt and then come back. See that? So the effort comes through here. All right, you don't lift your hips at all. All you do is let your rear end come off the chair, and then to get it on the chair, you straighten your arm. See that? At your elbow. So drop your shoulders. And you see how I'm just on the heel of my hand? My fingers are free. Okay, drop your shoulders. Here we go, right here, and come back. Right here, and come back. Drop your shoulders. Right here, and come back. Take a big breath. Right there, and come back. That's all I want you to do. I want you to keep your shoulders down. Okay, take a breath. Let your butt down and then straighten, and then down and then straighten. Tuck those elbows in. Breath, breath. So actually, if you really learn this move, if you got a chair, if you got a bench, if you're on a log, go onto a fender of a car, you can do some great strength work okay? But some of you are coming down here and instead of using your arms, you know what you're doing? You're coming down here and you're going like this and trying to get up. So it has nothing to do with that. Your body down here is like a dead weight. Okay, it's right here that I'm trying to focus on. Keep your shoulders down and you do not go more than 2 inches, basically. Even 1 inch is all you need. See that? See that? Keep those elbows tucked. Breath, 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 breath. Stay with me. Just 2 more, just 2 more. One more. And come back. Oh! Elbows on the knees. And when you bend forward, don't round your back. I see it all the time when I go walking through clubs, fitness clubs, and the guys are, they just did a heavy lift. And so they're sitting and they're going like this. That drives me crazy. I don't say anything because they didn't ask me and I'm not working for them, but I am working for you. So I want you to know not to do that. Okay. I have a 12 and a 12, correct? I just pushed really hard there. I'm letting you sit for just a few seconds, minutes. I'm going to pick up and pick up. Okay. Now I'm going to hip hinge and I'm going to do a regular bicep curl, but I'm going to do 1 and then 2. See that? And I'm hip hinging in, hip hinging back. What I am not doing is I am not swinging my weight. I'm pulling right through that arm, but I'm hip hinging. So I'm bringing a whole body motion, not a swinging motion. That would be momentum. Okay, I don't want to use momentum here. All I want to do is facilitate stronger bicep, shoulder, chest, back. That's what I'm trying to hit. Take a big breath, pull, and you want to keep your wrist very neutral. So that means don't curl at this point in your hand. Breath, you're curling with your bicep muscle, okay? Stay with me. Take a big breath through your nose, drop your shoulders. My dogs are sleeping through this whole thing. They could care less. Okay, bring it up, open, just like that. And just come to your ears and then back down. Ears, back down. Ears, back down. Breath, back down, right there. Right there. Right there. 2 more. And back down. Yay. Now, I could put these weights down and stand up. Or I can stand up with my weights. You get to choose, all right? But if you do put them down, make sure that you use good form when you go to pick them up. I'm gonna get up with 24 pounds right here, okay? So big breath, open your feet. Feet are pretty much forward. They can be turned out a bit. That's okay, okay? I'm gonna come into my hip hinge and I'm gonna just push into the heels and get equalized, and then I'm gonna come up. See that? Yeah, so we're gonna do that again. Stay with me, because now we just increased our weight significantly. Here we go. I'm gonna come right down here and act like I'm gonna sit down, but then I don't. See that? So I'm gonna act like I'm gonna sit down, and then I don't. Take a big breath. Act like you're gonna sit down, and then you don't. Woo, heels, breath. Watch your knees. Do not let your knees float in. Breath. Ah. Big breath. Big breath. Exhale. generally on the exertion. So it would be like right here. Exhale, then inhale. And then exhale. Don't let your knees come in. One more. Here we go. Yay. Okay. I'm going to put these down. And shake my hands out. Okay. Big breath. So the biggest bang for your buck for strength work, I did multi-level handling of weights. As you're getting your breath back, just step forward, drop your shoulders. So when you pick up more and more weight, you're gonna, by virtue of that, work harder. So make sure it's progressive. Make sure that you can do your lift with good form, because if your form breaks, then probably that weight is too heavy, okay? So do a few, and then as soon as you feel your form breaking, then you drop the weight. Okay, we've done step ups. And again, I want to emphasize, if you really want to get the biggest bang for your buck with strength work, make sure you have something that you can step up on. You don't have to go out and buy anything. I will bet any of you have stairs somewhere, either going in and off your porch, up and down your stairs, going into an upstairs or downstairs. Just get your weights, go to the very bottom, and step up on that step, and step back down, and step up, and step back down, and then get creative. Okay, so now I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna go up in weight even more. So now I'm gonna do 15 pounds and 15 pounds. So I'm gonna be holding my weights like this, or like this, and I'm gonna be doing a split stance. And we did it on Monday when we did this split stance with no weight, and we did the knee circles. We're not going to really do the knee circles, but this type of a motion with weights is really going to give you the biggest bang for your buck as far as strengthening your lower body, okay, as well as your upper body. Okay, so I just previewed what we're going to do so I don't surprise you. I don't think Kathy likes surprises. I don't know if she's here this morning. Anyway, who was it that said they didn't like surprises? I can't remember who it was. Anyway, okay, so here I am. What do I have? I have a 15 pound and a 15 pound. Those of you who have gotten these Pro Bells from me, good for you, because you can go up a little higher, correct? So I'm going to step out one leg, I don't care which. And what am I going to do? I'm going to step out a little bit wider than a normal walking step, okay? If you feel tipsy, losing your balance is what I mean, then just widen your base of support. See, widen that step. Don't turn your foot. Okay, once in that position, I'm going to lean in. I'm going to hang out here, and I'm going to bend the back knee. I'm going to come down, and then I'm going to come back up. I'm going to bend that back knee. See that? And come back up. So these weights are hanging off of my fingers, okay? Drop your shoulders, tight tummy, take a big breath. You come down, and then when you're coming up, you exhale. So it's a breath and exhale. So I'm coming off pretty much my toe. I've lifted my heel and back. Okay, you can put your heel down. Then you go back and you lift it and you bend that knee. Okay, so now I'm doing this with 30 pounds extra. This is my body weight plus 30 pounds extra. Okay, so it's very important that you think about your form. Don't be leaning excessively. Say rib cage up. Every time you come up, rib cage up. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 more. Okay, stay with me. Big breath. And exhale right there. Breath and exhale. Okay, then I'm going to step back. All right. You should be getting tired with your hands. So in between, don't forget which leg was in front. Take a note of it. Put your weights down. See that? So let me point out a little fact here. Many of you, if I had been standing with you when you went down to put those weights down, you would have, at the very last 2 inches, you would have done that little trick. You would have rounded your back. So I don't want you to do that. So when you go down to pick up weights, to put weights down, take a little wider step. And then when you go down, right about here, do not tuck that tail. You want to shine your tail lights down here and then come back. Okie dokie, got it? Okay, open your hands, pull. This is a little interset. You're gonna step back. You're gonna step back. You're doing a little interset. Okay, drop your shoulders. Big breath. Big breath. Yeah, just like that. Okay, now get in your position. I'm gonna pick the weights up first. Then I'm gonna take a step out with that opposite leg. So this was the leg that was front first. Are you ready? Big breath. When you go down, shine your tail lights right there. Drop your butt. Grab those weights and then come up. Yes, and hopefully they're a pretty good weight. Then I'm gonna step. See, that's a normal step. See that? Just a walking step. See that? You want to go just a little bit wider than that, or further forward. So about 6 to 8 to 10 inches. Just get it out there. Yeah, now you're ready to bend that knee. Now I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm doing. See? And if you need to widen your base, widen your base. That is always a good thing to do when you're doing a split stance and you got weight in your hands. See, I'm going to bend that knee. See that? And then I'm going to come up. Okie dokie. Stand your ground. Bend that back knee. And then come up. You're going to go as far as you feel you can right here. See that? But keep your rib cage up. Big breath. Woo! Here we go. Big breath. Drop your shoulders. Come down as far as you can with that knee. Keep your chin tucked. Woo! Big breath in through the nose. And as you approach the down right here and go as far as you can, go just one more little inch and then come right straight up. So you're pushing into the ball of the foot in the back. Keep your rib cage up, shoulders down. Take a big breath. And exhale right there. Take a big breath. And exhale right there. Stay with me, stay with me. Ooh. Stay with me, stay with me. Ah. Okay, 3 more, 3 more, 3 more. Come one stinking little inch more. Right there. 2 more. Okay, one more. And come back. Then the last thing you want to do, if you've got a good amount of weight, is you want to just do some carries. You can turn, walk it back, then turn, and walk forward. So you do just a little turning and carrying. Okay, and try to straighten out your walk. Now, if you want to, sure, you can put your weights up on your shoulders. Sure. These are pretty heavy. Okay. 15 and 15. So you walk. So biggest bang for your buck. Split stance lifts, squatting variation lifts, step ups, any kind of step ups that you can do with any kind of weight is going to really help you with your bone density. Yes. And not to mention your muscles. And I just put some extra little moves in there. So as I do my walking around and holding onto weights, and if that is a problem for you, then I would encourage you to get a simple backpack that you can cinch at your waist, load it up, and just walk around and do some tasks through the day. That is going to be some of your biggest bangs for your buck with strength work. So just open your hands out into a W, into a Y, into a T. Okay, and do your T with your palms up. And see, I'm just pointing back and stretching. Then your palms down, point back and stretching. And then go back into that W. Take a big deep breath. And then I did some body weight, especially for your backs of your arms on a chair, which you can do anywhere that you find a surface that you can either sit on or lean on. I wouldn't sit on somebody for that. You can if you want.